twice.
Oh gosh, I was not ready for that. You didn't gel your hair.
Oh, I did.
Liar, there is
Oh
not
my God,
gel
it
in
all
there.
came out.
You're full of
Unbelievable.
baloney. Baloney.
Don't need to gel my hair.
We have our notes for Bachelor episode. I don't even know what we're on anymore. We have a lot of notes. You guys, okay, I have to be honest.
Episode drama.
I was so tired of listening to the whole Victoria drama. I actually fell asleep during her hometown and we went to bed. I couldn't stay awake for it any longer. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Didn't I, babe? I had to have him pause it and I said, I can't do this anymore.
She was whining so much that she fell asleep. And she's like, her crying put me to sleep. And I'm like, babe, we need to finish.
And I was like, I can't, I have to go to bed.
So we went to bed
and
finished it today.
Yeah, so that's basically my thoughts on this whole entire episode. Okay, so we start off in hometowns with Hannah Ann in Knoxville, Tennessee. Her dad is in the lumber industry, so they go and do the whole axe throwing. And I was like immediately like, oh, this poor kid, he's not gonna do well. I mean, Peter is hardly the manly man.
Yeah, he's not.
He really isn't. He doesn't seem very athletic. Maybe like a runner. I could see him being a runner. Yeah,
I could see him like going for a run and then having like, I don't know, like a sparkling water and then reading a book.
Sparkling water? Yeah, I can see that.
He's just not like
doesn't seem very...
He's not like, I'm gonna go out and like kill something or chop something down or
he's kind of like Phoenix.
Yeah. And there's nothing totally wrong with
totally
that. Like,
fine. Some men are just not that way.
I mean, I'm not like, I don't go out and like do super manly stuff.
Do you think that you could get an axe in the thing though?
I just go to the gym. I no.
No, but what, you don't think you could? You're pretty strong.
It's not about strength. You have to. You just.
Oh, about skill.
No, you just barely lob it, and it kind of.
Oh, so maybe you wouldn't be good at it. Then you're too strong.
Yeah.
And come back and whack you in the head.
I think I would. Yeah, I don't know that I'd be good at it either. I'd probably embarrass myself.
They both sucked.
It'd be terrible, and I don't think that's an expression of manliness. Manliness is love and caring.
You're so sweet.
They should have taken him to like a poetry bar or something.
Yeah. Well, I feel like again it was kind of a lame date. I just don't know what's wrong with Bachelor.
Chopping wood is not a date.
Dates are not fun. Like, it's just not fun. I don't know. Although, was that her idea?
Well, that was her idea. She was just trying. She's trying to prove, like, well, my dad is a lumber guy.
I need a manly man.
So you need to be able to chop wood.
That doesn't make sense.
So what if her dad was a cardiologist? Is he gonna cut out someone's heart?
Ooh,
give me a brace.
Love that. Yeah, the show is
so over this show.
We're so, I think we really are at this point.
I know.
Okay, so I
we're
think
spoiled with the other
Peter
one.
has really ruined it for us, and so is Love Island.
Well, Peter's choices are driving me crazy.
I'm getting so frustrated with him right now.
It's like, is it Peter's choices, or I mean, I get the producers play this game a lot, but like, I feel like Peter's just so like, it just reflects on the show. You know, it's not even
we haven't even got to that yet.
Golly.
Okay, so he wrote her a letter back about all the things he loves about her, and they went over it together. I just can't do it with these notes, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just getting older, but I think it's sweet.
It is.
It's sweet, but I think I'd rather you just tell me.
It's called The Bachelor. It's not called high school dating.
Yeah, I just don't know why they can't just look into each other's eyes and be like, this is how I'm feeling about you.
This about
versus
you.
being like, I wrote you a letter. I just don't know about that. I think if someone did that to me, I mean, maybe back then, though, I would have liked that.
No.
You don't think so? I don't know. I'm all about, like, just tell me.
No, just tell me.
Don't write me a letter.
You're not into that stuff. Because it's like you don't like, if I said, hey, can I give you a kiss? That's a turn off.
Oh, I'd hate that so much. One time someone did ask me if I had to have my first kiss, they said, can I kiss you? Please don't ask. That's weird. Just do it. And if I don't like it, I'll pull away and I'll tell you to get off me.
So I really doubt that you would like if someone was like, I like your eyes.
You have nice hair. Yeah.
I
don't like that stuff.
You'd be so bored. You'd be like, oh my God,
just will you freaking just give me the letter. Let me just read it. Okay. I can't be dealing with this.
You would do this. She'd be like,
oh, okay, cool, thanks. Cool. Let's go ahead and just move on. Yeah, because he was like, and this, I'm like, dude, I want to fall asleep.
Man,
yeah, that's too much. Who said that they were starting to fall? Was it him? Did he say he was starting to fall for her?
Was this Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that because the dad told him to be really careful if he says that.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so then
because the dad
they
was
go
like,
to the house.
warned him, like, you
better be careful
if you're going to
say the L word,
the L word,
she's
basically.
going to attach herself to you.
And she did.
So the women, I felt like in the family were very warm. I think that her sister was really sweet. Her mom, like I feel like the women were warm. The dad was like a silent person. Like he was stressing me out.
Yeah.
That was a lot for me. I just felt like he was not warm and welcoming in any way.
I feel like, I always try to, when I see these family situations, so I feel like, imagine you're meeting your kids' date for the first time and your house is filled with producers and lights and camera crew and you don't know what to do, and then you're going to be nationally televised. I think the anxiety level just from that, I don't really feel like these people would be the way that they are, these dads.
You're
even.
Right.
And then I feel like there's this stereotype with the dads that they have to be like, if you treat my daughter bad, and it's like, I don't really think that they ever would do what they do.
I think you're right. You know what? You are such an insightful person.
That's what I always think about those things on this show. Just imagine that. How
that would be so
stressful
awkward.
That would be.
I'd be like, please don't get that bad ankle.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the sister laughs about the letter, which kind of made me laugh because I was like, does the sister think that it's just as ridiculous as I do? I hope so.
Yeah.
But
I think she did.
I think so. I don't know why she would have laughed. And I said they were like twins. They are so similar, aren't they, the sisters? He said that he wants to tell Hannah that he's falling for her, and the mom says the dad is guarded, and then the dad brings up the other ladies to Peter, and Peter does not give him an answer at all. Not even a slight little, you know what, I have a really strong connection with Hannah. Like, it wasn't even like any kind of, oh, that makes me feel better.
Or anything.
Yeah.
It's just,
I feel like Peter does not do well in those situations.
No.
And then he tells the dad that he's falling in love with Hannah.
I bet if Hannah's dad was crying, though, he would have made a decision.
Oh, I bet he would have. Because he's a sucker for the tears. But the dad says that, please, like you said, please don't say that you are falling in love with her unless you actually mean it, which in my mind meant if you're going to pick her, then go ahead. But if you're not going to pick her and you don't know for sure, don't bother. And then what does Peter go and do? Hannah, I'm falling in love with you.
Falling in love with you
is very different.
Is not the same as,
because she says
in love.
She's in love. She says, I'm in love with you.
And then she says, I love you.
And then he just says falling in love. There is a huge difference between falling, you're about to fall over, versus you just fell into a pile of poo. Two different things. I tripped versus I fell.
I'm falling in love. It's like you're on a journey somewhere where she is there.
For me personally, and obviously everyone is different.
I mean, falling.
I don't understand falling in love.
Makes no sense.
Does that mean that you could see it getting there, like, oh, I really like them, or is it? I just don't. To me, it makes no sense. Like,
is it like I like you more than liking you enough to one day be in love with you, but to love you more than I do now? Is it like a shortened version of that?
I'm not sure.
Like, I like you, but I just want you to know that I more than like you.
Yeah.
So one day when I love you, I'm letting you know I'm on that journey to love you.
Maybe, I don't know.
So I'm falling in love with you.
I've never felt that way because I either like you or I love you. There is no in between for me. It's like when we first started dating, I literally said to myself after he hugged me, I'm gonna marry this man. It was like I'm like in it to win it, or I'm out of it completely. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it is what you said.
I think it's.
Have you ever been falling in love with someone?
I don't think
What was it for you? For me, you liked me and then you loved me.
So I hugged you. I was like.
No, but you didn't fall in love with me as fast as I fell in love with you.
Well, no, I probably not, because I'm just weird. But like,
I literally was like.
I wasn't like falling in love with you. I liked.
You know what, he took forever to say I love you, actually, which is very rude.
But that's the thing, I never said I'm falling in love with you.
He never said a word to me, and I'm like, this freaking guy is never going to love me.
I just liked you a lot, and then I was like, you need to pass a few tests. There was none of this falling in love.
He was like so irritating. I was like, I remember it being like, okay, maybe he'll say it today, because I will never say it first. I would not. But I felt it super soon. And then I was like, God, he doesn't love me? Like, what's going on?
I knew I loved you.
But he wouldn't say it. And I was like, come on, dude, what are you freaking scared of?
Maybe that's what I knew I loved you, but I was afraid to tell you that I loved you.
What if I didn't feel the same?
Because what if you didn't feel the same?
Oh,
Or,
Oni has to poo.
oh no.
You do it.
She doesn't go out for me.
You're so annoying.
I've trained her that way.
Do you need to go poo-poos? You need to make?
I don't get the whole falling in love still thing.
I don't know. Maybe we're just weird, babe. Or maybe.
I still.
Oh, don't do that to me.
I think it's just a way to make people feel like it's a string along phrase. I think.
Do you?
It's like someone loves you, and they're like, but so then you just say, well, I'm okay. That's cool because I'm falling in love with you.
Yeah, maybe it's
so
like,
don't
I
lose.
feel a bit stressed. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
It's like a player card. It's like stay there so I can figure out where I'm at because I don't want to lose all my birds in the bush kind of thing. I remember the first boyfriend I ever had when he said I love you. I didn't know what to say because I was like, I'm like 13. I said, thanks. Yeah.
That's what I said. And then I was like, wow, that was really awkward. I shouldn't have said that.
Just like, thanks.
But I didn't love him. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
I was only 13.
It's very confusing.
Yeah,
to
so
me.
we were a bit confused about that. Okay, so
we always talk about that when they say that. We're like,
what does this mean? What does this mean?
What is this
I don't know.
Falling in love thing.
But you know what? It's been a long time since we fell in love.
Totes.
So maybe we don't remember. Maybe we were falling in love. We just don't remember. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I just remember like saying to myself the first day I met him, I'm gonna marry him. Oh, what a creep. I didn't even know him. What's wrong with me? He literally hugged me and said, damn girl, give me a hug. And we were walking and I looked into his eyes and I said, I'm gonna marry him.
Jeez.
He could have been a psycho.
What a good hugger.
That's all it took was a hug.
Man,
wow.
you were easy.
You're not hugging any more people from now on. No one can hug Jay.
No hugs or you'll marry me.
He says that he's falling in love. She says that she's in love with him. And then he says, say it again. Why would he say that? He shouldn't have said that.
Oh, it's horrible.
When they were hugging and they were saying goodbye and then she's like, I'm so in love with you. And then he's like, say it again. And I'm like, oh, Peter. Your face looks so disgusted right now.
Peter grosses me out.
He does. Jake gets all irritated.
He makes me a little bit ill.
Yeah, he gets
like
a bit
the way
nauseous.
he handles things. It's so fake and staged and like.
I don't think it's staged.
In his mind, it is. I feel like
silly boy.
No, he doesn't actually. I don't feel like he really says what he means to say. I feel like it's like he thinks he's so.
Sorry, I'm so tired.
I don't know. It just really grosses me out the way he talks to these girls.
All I can say is heartbreak. This is a heartbreak waiting to happen on Hannah Ann's end because now she's like, I'm in love with you. I love you. I'm in love with you.
Her whole demeanor changed when she heard the L word. Her eyes lit up and she was like,
it's over for her.
She just went claws in, and
she thinks that she's getting married now.
she's already planning the wedding.
This is not going to be
Having
good.
Kids.
This is going to end badly. I can tell you right now.
Buying strollers.
Oh, phooey dooey.
They're.
I'm just like stressing out for her.
Oh, she's.
So yeah, that's over. I mean, her heart is going to be broken.
The second he said that she's retiring and dying with
I'm just trying to let you out, and you ran away. Don't whine at me. Yeah, that was like, oh man, you could just see it, just all.
She all of a sudden she heard, and I think that's why the dad was like, don't say those words because he knows his daughter, and he knows that when
she'll be like.
She hears that, she'll be like, oh, you love me. It's totally fine. Everyone's cut from a different cookie cutter, and it's like, that's great. That's what makes the world so cool. But don't play with people's emotions.
Her poor broken heart.
Especially
we all know what happens when you tell more than one person that you're falling in love with them or that you're in love with them. Because isn't that what so-and-so did? Who was it, Ben? That didn't work out for him. Now we're moving on to Kelsey. So Kelsey was in Iowa. They went to a winery. The first thing they do is stomp grapes. Ugh! That gave me the shivers. All I could think about was all the little seeds and the little stems poking you in your feet and then it getting all over the place and getting in between your toes. Yikes.
And being sticky and smelly.
I don't like that at all.
And plus feet are gross. And then you're putting your feet in grapes. And those are perfectly good grapes.
That was a waste of grapes.
You can feed those to people.
Those. Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
And like, they're all wet and...
I'm so glad that we're both as weird as each other.
And bugs, there's probably flies.
Can you imagine if we weren't, like if you were like, oh, that's disgusting, and I was like, oh, that looks so romantic. That would be a bad
If you wanted to stomp
match.
grapes, you'd have an issue.
You'd would have an issue. So then they were wine tasting, and then Jay's like, this is a great date. And I'm like, this is horrible. Because obviously I don't drink. But that was a good date for you.
I think I would totally go.
You would have wine tasted. I mean, we
taste.
do go wine, well, we used to go wine tasting, and I would eat crackers and cheese, and he would go wine tasting. I just don't like alcohol.
I don't really, it's not so much the alcohol, I love the flavors of wine.
Yeah, see, I don't like it at all.
I love they're just so, anyway. I could talk
so
all
he
day
liked
about
that. He liked
So I
that.
think that would be really cool to go into a place and like
Make your own.
pour your own.
What would you name your wine?
Bottle. What would I name it?
Yeah.
I would name it. Would we be on? You and I be on a date?
No, it would be some honey.
Some super.
It would be me, nerd.
That I'm falling in love with.
Yeah.
So it'd be our first date at that place.
Sure.
And we made it. Well, you're not into wine.
That's okay. I would just like pour stuff in.
You just play along. What would I name it?
That'd be the worst date on a wine.
I would name it. What would I name? Well, that's a tough one.
You think about it.
All right.
I'll move on. So then she says that she's in love with him. This show is just awful. And then he just kisses her. But at least he doesn't say anything back.
Yeah.
You know what? That's good. I'm glad that he just kept his mouth shut and just kissed him, because obviously he wasn't feeling it. He just says that makes him really happy. But does it though? Or does it cause you stress? So then he says that he can see a future with her, which, can he though? And then Kelsey's house is amazing. Like, her house was so pretty, wasn't it?
Her stepdad's house?
Yeah,
Kelsey's stepdad?
yeah, the couple.
The
like
parents,
the
yeah.
house is so nice. Like, oh my gosh, I loved her decorations. Like, everything was great.
It was so pretty.
And then Kelsey looks a lot like her mom. They all were like, you could tell they were related. All the girls.
I could see it definitely
in the
like
mouth.
in their mouth. And
Yeah.
like, they were all cute.
She was really like, she looked cute.
Their family was really sweet.
They were our favorite family.
The stepdad was so kind.
Yeah.
The mom was really
I feel like she was really
the
sweet, but she
sisters
was
were
like,
caring.
do you understand? Like, please don't break her heart.
Yeah, but
And
she wasn't rude about it.
No, she wasn't. They were my favorite family. If I could choose a family to be married into, I would choose them. I thought they were very nice. My heart is definitely falling. Oh, is that what he said? My heart is definitely falling. So he did say it at the end.
He must have, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
and then I remember thinking, I don't think he should have said that, because I don't think he's there. That was really odd. That was kind of a boring date, as far as like there wasn't any drama. So then we move on to Madison. She's in Alabama. They're so excited to see each other. I feel like when they ran up to see each other, they were more excited than anyone else I had noticed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's always the way with Madison. Charles Barkley gives him a message, which doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm not a sports fan, so this date was the worst one for me. Worse than stomping on grapes. I would not want to play basketball.
No.
Then
especially against her. She seems very
She's
talented.
amazing.
She's quite talented.
Holy crap. I mean, if I was as good as her, I might play it. But the way she dribbled her balls, he looked like a schmuck compared to her.
And she's just like,
yeah, she was super good. She said that she could be falling in love with him. Did I hear that right?
She didn't say the word love, I don't think.
Yeah, she did say something about falling in love, but I don't know if she said she could be falling in love.
Yeah, she kept it very like.
It was very vague.
Kept it very like open-ended.
Yes,
very vague. Yeah,
I agree.
She did. Again,
you can tell that she comes from a very nice family. The house was really beautiful.
I love the patio.
Oh yeah, the patio was really. But how cute was that special plate tradition?
That was cute.
When at first they said it, I thought they were gonna give her a joke plate. Like that's how I thought it was gonna be, because it was like, oh, we're gonna give you a special plate, like it was gonna be a pretend like kids plate or something. But then it was like the fact that you each go around the table and like give a compliment, and I thought that was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like that, or did you think it was cheesy?
No, I thought it was cute. They were really, really sweet. That family was really kind, and I really liked their family.
Oh, but I thought the dad was a bit stressful.
Well, he was.
I mean, he was a bit stressful. Not that he wasn't good. Obviously, he's looking after his daughter.
He said everything that the other dads said. It was the same, like, take care of my daughter, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really sure about the whole situation. But, like, he made me more nervous than the rest of them.
Yeah, I was really nervous with him.
Even the lumberjack dad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
No, I think the
really?
Yeah. He seemed more intense.
Like, you better not ruin it.
Madison's dad did. He just had more of like an intensity.
This dog.
Please hold.
Please hold. Fiona's just deciding to be a super diva at the moment. You're a pain in the bum. Okay. So she hasn't told him about saving herself for marriage yet, which in reality, it's really no one's business. However, on this show, I feel like he does need to know. It could change his decision, which it shouldn't, but it could. And I feel like she should have waited. She shouldn't have waited this long to tell him, personally.
Based on like his track record, and what he did with the Beast and the windmill that we all know about.
Everyone knows.
Clearly, he isn't a wait for marriage type of guy.
Yeah.
I think she
should have told him right in the beginning.
Off the bat.
I think
and
so.
She also knew what she was getting into. So
the thing is, if you're gonna do it, own it. Be proud of it. If you are waiting, like, don't try and act like it's like, oh, I don't want to tell anyone. Be proud of it.
I'm like, proud of her for it. I think it's great. Good for you.
You don't need to hide it. You should just be proud and be like, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up before anything gets involved. I'm waiting for marriage. If you're not okay with that, then cool beans, move on.
Cool, this is the first night meeting you.
Yeah.
I'm just getting out of the limo at the mansion.
Yeah.
My name's Madison. I am a V, and I have strong beliefs. Why? I'm gonna wait till marriage.
Yeah.
So
and I
cool.
Just feel like
I'll be in the mansion.
That way he can make an informed decision.
He could have kept her or dropped her the first night.
Yeah, I just feel like that is something that obviously it does play a huge role. As much as we like to say like, oh, it shouldn't make a difference. It does make a difference. It does. Some people are not ready to do that. And like, I feel like that's something that you need to be upfront with.
Okay. Speaking of booting.
What, you gonna poo?
No.
You're so cute.
Posh laugh.
I just think that it is something that can change his decision and whether he wants to move forward with her. And it's a big deal if he decides that, you know what, that actually isn't what I want to do. Then he could have potentially sent someone else home that he would have kept if he had have known that. I feel like it's a bit unfair not to tell him. And she still has, I thought she was going to tell him at Hometowns.
Yeah.
She didn't. Anyway, so he says don't break her heart. Peter doesn't give the dad the answer he wants to hear.
Again.
Oh, maybe it was this one that we got.
Maybe it was this one. I don't know. Either way, he kind of beat around the bush on that one.
Yeah, and then
he also, the dad also asked, I remember something, he asked him like, are you sure, or do you really like, he asked something, and then Peter just kind of, I don't know if it's editing or not, but he took his time to answer.
And he still never answered the question.
And he never answered. And then Peter kind of like got defensive a little bit. I saw his eyebrows kind of squinch, and like it was like, it was a bit of an awkward conversation. Yeah. And then the way he got up and walked away, which was another body language thing that I caught on, was that they were facing each other, and when they both stood up, Peter walked.
Oh, he didn't wait.
He turned his back to him instead of like, you know, getting up and being like, oh my gosh, it was such a great conversation, like, blah, 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 getting along, yada, keeping conversation, talking, and then turning together or getting up together. It was, they just kind of quietly got up, and like Peter just like, was like, man, I'm walking away from this. It was awkward.
Yeah. He says that he's falling head over heels in love to Madison, and then he says on the screen, not to Madison, that he loves her. Like, he hasn't said that about anyone else yet.
No. He
has said that he's falling in love, but he hasn't said, I love this person other than Madison.
Well, yeah.
That's why I always think it's going to be her. But now I feel like it is going to change because he doesn't know the full story yet. And that's why we see this dramatic ending.
Well, based on the dramatic ending, I mean,
I'm stressed out.
I don't know if they're just overplaying it, but it seems like...
Well, they always do.
If she, depending on when she tells him, if she says after Fantasy Suites and there's an ultimatum and he's already made a Fantasy Suite mistake, we'll call it, then it could be too late.
Oh, yeah, we don't know. But it looked like she was going to tell him at the end of this episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's
you never know.
Let's move on.
Very juicy.
We have more to talk about. Then we move on to Victoria, Virginia Beach, Virginia. So the dog runs away first off, and the whole time I'm thinking, is the dog going to come back? Because if that was Fiona's very naughty. If she escapes, she's gone. She's like, catch you later, bye.
Maybe the dog knows something. Maybe.
Oh,
it was like a...
He's like a warning.
It was like a...
You gotta go. Run. Oh, you're so right, babe. So they go into old time photos. Now that was a cute date. Yep. I would have done that date. That's cute. I think that's adorable. The slobbery dog all over her ice cream. That's a big tongue. so much slobber.
Barf.
Big dogs have so much slobber. I would not let a big dog suck on my ice cream. That's great, unless you're done. Maybe she was done. Maybe that's why she's so tiny, because she doesn't eat her whole ice cream.
I'll take an ice cream. Dog.
Here you go.
Thanks.
That's the trick to getting Victoria's body, is take one lick and then give the rest to your dog.
Yeah, and then you look like a good person.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm giving, but really you're just trying to stay skinny.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they go to a Hunter Hayes concert. Again, super awkward. All these people are like Snapchatting, Instagram storying. Why would anybody want that? That was a horrible date. I don't like these where everyone's staring at you and Snapchatting and Instagramming you, and you're like, no.
It's terrible.
I don't
Terrible.
like that. I actually don't even know
The dates
who
are just.
is.
The dates are just.
They're
garbage.
so bad. So then Marissa shows up after Victoria leaves. Marissa's like, hey, I randomly ran into you at a Hunter Hayes
Randomly ran into
Doubtful.
Yeah.
They found her.
Oh,
The producers found
totally
her.
found her.
They're like, hey, come on, let's just randomly bump into,
You know some information.
Yeah, so this is his ex-girlfriend, comes up, and he knows her, and they dated previously, and she warns him about Victoria and basically says that Victoria has broken up a ton of relationships, and that basically she's just saying, like, you should stay away. This is dangerous. So then, of course, Peter's like, what the poo am I gonna do? Like, I'm so confused with what's going on right now. So then he walks up very quiet when it's time for their like actual parent meeting date. And you could tell something's very wrong with him because he doesn't hide his emotions
No.
very well at all.
Not at all.
Like when he's sad, you can tell. So then she keeps on saying, what's wrong? I can tell something's wrong. And he's like, oh, let's just get to the stuff. Let's like make a big deal about it. Let's just go walking over here. And then he mentions the breaking up relationships and that he met Marissa, and Marissa said basically like, watch out. And then she says, there's so much drama. And I'm like,
And that's when her tone changes. Her
you
tone always.
are the drama.
Her tone always goes real high. And
Yes.
Real, it's just like it's
Yeah.
really gets up there. And whenever her tone gets like a
I was like
falsetto
so
high.
confused by that.
Ooh.
She says there's so much drama, but she's literally
She
the
is the
one
drama.
causing all the drama. So then she
She's all the drama. Like it's so.
the way she talks to him, she's like, excuse you what? I was like,
And she like turns her head and like
I'm so stressed out.
she causes the
Yes,
fight.
she does.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
I think he was trying to like bring up like, this is very awkward. I just want to talk it out. And she immediately just goes off like full on like this to
Oh, it's-
look how tiny they are on your head.
They're great.
Like she just doesn't know how to communicate her feelings. And I feel like she immediately just gets really angry and very defensive. She says that she's so done with this conversation. She gets up, she freaks out at the camera, says like, oh, I don't want this, well,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, walks away.
Leaves, walks around the neighborhood or wherever she went, comes back, and then she says, I was gonna say I was falling in love with you, which I was like, come on, girl. Like, this is so childish and immature.
I was gonna.
Like, what, do you not love him anymore because you got in a little tiff? Like, newsflash, you have a relationship. If you're together for a long time, you will argue. You will get in fights. You will be super annoyed with each other. And she just like, she just doesn't know.
I was gonna say I was falling in
Yeah,
love with.
but I don't anymore. Like
Yeah.
if you don't love someone, every time you get in an argument, nobody would stay married.
No.
Like
Oh man, you'd be done in like
2 seconds.
yeah.
So then he says,
Heck, people, the day they get married argue because it's so stressful.
that's true. I don't think we argued on our wedding date though, did we?
No,
That's good.
that's why we're.
Our wedding day was stressful though.
Yes, it was.
We don't even need to go there. He says, do you know how much I care for you? And then he says, you deserve to be loved. Don't push that away.
Right.
And then he leaves.
No. Before he left, while they were arguing, though, bring up the fact that he did talk about, do you ever fight for anything?
Oh, I forgot about that.
He was rubbing that in hard.
Please
and I
take
was
your
just like,
glasses. I can't. I'm so done with this conversation.
oh my gosh. Do you ever fight for anything? I want
No.
to wear them.
No.
No, I'm going to fight for them.
Okay, Victoria. Oh yeah, that's cute. Just wear them right on your tip of your nose.
Listen to her.
Yeah, he was kind of getting annoyed with her. Like
He was,
I'm glad
though, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm glad that he was. I'm glad that he was sticking up for himself for once in his life. Because I'm like, you know, it's about time that you actually say what you mean. Because I'm tired of you always just being like, oh, Victoria, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'm glad he said that. Good point.
Yeah. And she was just, but the thing was like, she's like, well, I do fight for what I want. I do that. I do this. And he's like, then, but you're not.
Show me.
Show me. Prove it. She's
Yeah.
like, by walking away from it isn't fighting for it.
She's a very difficult person.
She's very taxing on.
She is. I mean, I was so tired by her, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So can you imagine being married to her?
It's so exhausting listening to the argument. It put her to sleep.
I fell asleep. I was just so done with her.
You're just like,
I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Wake me up when they're done.
Yeah. So then that's where I fell asleep. I fell asleep right before he left.
That's so funny you fell asleep.
I was done with her. I honestly couldn't take it anymore.
It was such an immature argument. You're like, I'm over it.
This is too long of a day for me. So then he's in his hotel the following day. She comes to his room. She says that she's falling in love with him. And of course, as soon as you say that to him, he's like, oh,
okay.
Puppies. He says that 99% of their relationship is great and then 1% is bad.
No.
Your math is wrong,
I'd say
Peter. Hate to break it to you, it's like 60-40.
60-40.
60 bad, 40 good.
I was going to say 50-50, but I'd say it's more bad than good.
It's more bad than good.
Yeah.
He hardly has any good moments with her anymore.
I mean, you have an ice cream that the dog licks, but then you fight. I mean, that's not a good moment. That's ridiculous.
So I feel like his math is very wrong and he's trying to convince himself that it's better than it is. But then she says that she's, also I put hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
Bachelor. That couch was awful. Can we like step it up a little bit? This poor fella.
Was that like one of the producers' hotel rooms?
I don't know what was going on with that. But
or did they want it to be like dramatic and dreary?
It seemed like
oh, poor Peter, he's in this poor little hotel room.
Little hotel room.
And then she's gonna come in and tell him everything's okay. And
I mean, it's a perfectly normal hotel room.
Yeah, but normally
for normal
they're in
people,
for normal schmoes
they're
like
in
us.
These suites and amazingness.
Normally it's
what's
like
going on?
a view of the world.
Yeah, that was kind of cheap. Bachelor, not cool. You're ruining this guy's life on national TV and you can't even afford to have a nice hotel room?
Right.
Not okay. So then she says that she's trying so hard. And the first thing that came to my mind was, if you're trying that hard to work on a relationship that has just started, it's not meant to be.
No.
You shouldn't have to try that hard in the beginning. Because in the beginning, it's roses. There's no arguments. It's all, oh my God, I'm so amazed.
Like I feel, we've been together for 13 years. And I feel like we work at being, I mean, everybody works at stuff, but I still don't feel like I would say those words. Oh, babe, I'm trying so hard.
I have to try so hard.
We're just together.
We're together. I mean, there are moments that you do have to work at some things.
It's like a rainy day or whatever.
Yeah,
it's nothing, but like,
we all have our issues.
I still don't feel like what she was saying. I'm trying so, like, I still don't feel like that after 13 years with you.
I agree.
Oh, I'm trying so hard to make this. No, it just works.
It just, you do work at your marriage, but I don't feel like if you feel like you're having to try that hard to get along or that hard,
early.
Wait till you have kids. Wait till they wake you up every single morning with arguments and then see how you're feeling. It's not going to be great.
Right.
That is literally our morning every morning.
Every morning.
And then for some reason they want to start asking Alexa at 6 o'clock in the morning about what the Macarena is. Macarena. Please don't tell me. And it's like volume 7 and you're lying in bed. Alexa, blah, 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 the Macarena is blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what is my life right now? I can't do this. So yeah, wait till that happens.
And then they're arguing about, no, the color red isn't actually called red because it's red.
No,
it's
I got
actually
the spoon.
this.
You got the spoon.
No, the fork.
I didn't finish my breakfast.
The fork is in there. No, listen, the spoon is, I put the spoon away.
This is how we wake up every day.
It's like,
and then you're supposed to have a good day after that.
But it's fine.
It's a hard life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I just want to put people into a marriage that is a realistic marriage with kids that argue all the time and then see how they do.
With a 9-year-old.
Not
a baby.
With a dog that keeps on needing to go potty when you're in the middle of filming a video.
With a spoiled fat cat that meows at 6 in the morning because
he wants his tuna. I mean, the list goes on. You do not need, if you're trying that hard in the beginning, it's over for you. Just call it quits. It's done.
And I'm still not trying. It's just, it works.
Yeah, we just literally, we lie in bed and we just laugh and be like, what the heck is our life right
We just look at, we're lying there and we just open our eyes and we're like, oh.
We shake our heads so many times.
Laugh and get up.
That's what our life has come to.
Please share your stories.
Yeah. Well, how do you wake up? I'm sure it's just as crap if you have kids. You love your kids, but man, the mornings, especially since our schools start so early, I'm just like, this this has to be a joke.
Yeah.
This is not real. I said, way to screw up his emotions by saying that he's, you know, that she's falling for him.
Oh.
Like, she's just freaking...
Well, that's her...
It's just her MO.
Well, and by she knows that if she says that, it'll fix everything.
Absolutely, because that's all you need to do to him.
Oh, he's a sap.
If I said I love him, he'd probably marry me.
Oh, probably.
Okay, so then he doesn't know who he's sending home. After the conversation happens, she gives him a little picture, which is another like, everything's fine, love you. And I'm like, you're literally just, you need to work on yourself before you go and bring someone else into this life of yours.
That's what it comes down to.
She's not, mentally, she is not ready to have someone else. She has to work on her own issues.
That's what I think when I watched it. Like when I watch the show, I look at the girl and I think, you know, everybody is a person. Everybody needs to be acknowledged for who they are. And, you know, she, like you just said, she just needs to take a step back.
She's got some stuff going on.
Grow up a little bit, or whatever it is she needs to do before
I just think that she has her own issues, like with confidence and like self-esteem and like self-love that she needs to work on before anyone else. It's like when they say you have to love yourself before anyone else can love you. I think that's the case with her.
Apart from all of the drama and the fighting and the attacking that she just lashes out and gets all defensive, I think she's probably a pretty cool chick. She dances, she has fun, she like jokes, she gives the dog ice cream, so she's like caring.
She clearly is a nice person,
but she
just doesn't know how to handle her emotions.
This little thing that just throws her over the edge, and it's like, work on that little thing. You know?
I think it's just hard when you can't communicate in a relationship. It's never going to work. There has to be
I feel
bad.
Yeah,
I do feel bad for her
because she could find she's deserved.
But she's still young. She has time to work on it.
We're so kind.
We're so old. Okay, so so then Madison gets out of the limo in her sparkly jumpsuit.
Oh yeah,
she looks such a babe.
Madison,
her lashes are like,
she could keep walking.
Her hair is like this. Her butt looks amazing in the jumpsuit. I loved her dress. I also really loved Victoria's dress. I think Victoria looked gorgeous in that green puffy sleeve.
I liked it.
Very classic. Loved it. Yep. Hannah Ann gets picked first, which I was surprised. I thought he was going to pick Madison first. So that was kind of a... But then I'm like, well, it's probably because she's like, I'm in love with you, I love you, blah, blah, blah. So then I'm like, oh, I think his tables have turned now because Madison hasn't fully opened up.
Oh, that's true.
You gotta be vulnerable in this show. It really does make a difference. So then he picks Madison, and then he picks Victoria. After the whole drama and situation of him leaving her.
He drove off and left her on the street.
And Kelsey's date went great.
Like...
He is like the most irritating bachelor I think I've ever seen.
The only thing I can come up with is, okay, he's down to 4. He has to pick one. Yeah. So if he picks this one, no matter what, he's going to break these 3 hearts. Yeah. But the thing is like...
I don't know why he didn't send Victoria home. They have so many issues.
Wouldn't he get rid of the least connected person who you left on the side of the road, basically?
You would think.
And maybe a connection will come with the other 2 in case you're wrong about the one you picked, who's probably Madison.
Yeah.
Instead,
I'm so confused by his choices. Like,
blown away.
It's just like, I don't understand how he can see that there is such a problem. There's such a problem with Victoria. And yet, he chooses her. So then he sends Kelsey home. He said when she said that she loved him, he wasn't there. So I get it. And he didn't say that he was, I understand. But I'm just so confused as to why you can't get there with Kelsey, but you can get there with Victoria when Victoria is clearly a huge red flag. He just loves the drama. He loves the emotional, I'm so sad. He's a fixer. I think that he's a fixer, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, he's a fixer, and he's got pride, and he wants to be...
He wants to, like, I'll be the one to change her.
I made her happy. I fixed her.
Yeah, and it's just not worth it.
I know that I picked a good person, and if she acts wrong, I can fix it so that I'm not wrong.
I think that's what's going on with him.
I think
there's a lot of people like that do, like, they go for fixer-uppers in relationships.
Like you.
Well, I did fix you, babe.
Let's just...
I did.
Let's just say it.
I mean, I did.
I mean... I was near perfect.
Yeah, I used to do that 1%.
She backed me down a little bit because when you're too perfect, I mean, if you can hug a woman and she loves you.
I have worked hard on you, though.
Oh, I know you have.
I have made you a better person.
I know.
I did a good job.
I didn't have to do anything to this one.
Maybe it's a Leo thing. Maybe Leos are fixers.
I don't know.
Then we see like the
You know, when they show the next episode. Wait.
That thing. What is that called?
This.
It's just this.
When they show the next episode.
I don't know what it's called.
Meow.
Well, we can't.
Prequel, sequel,
It's just this.
What the heck is that?
I don't know what it's called. So anyway, we see next
trailer.
week. Is it the trailer for next week?
No, not that, because it's like
synopsis.
Whatever.
I don't know what it is. Where
Teaser.
Madison supposedly is giving Peter an ultimatum, saying that if he sleeps with any of the other women in their fantasy suites, that she is not going to be okay with that. And personally, I don't think that's okay.
What is it called?
Who cares? Let's move on to this next. Do you think that's okay? If I gave you an ultimatum, baby, if I gave you an ultimatum on this, if I was Madison and you were Peter.
On the show. So yeah, I'm Peter, you're Madison.
I'm like,
have we had the fantasy suites yet?
I'm letting you know, if you go into the fantasy suites with anyone, you can't have me. What would you do?
Well,
it depends on if he really loves Madison.
Here's the question. Do I really love Madison? Because if I really love, if I've chose you, Madison, from day one,
it'd be a big deal.
Whatever.
Yeah, you'd be like,
I'd be like, oh, that's dramatic for the producers, but I'd be like, don't even worry about it.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But here's my problem with that. Nobody, no matter what the situation, should tell you what to do with your body and your thoughts and your relationships. And I feel like she is in the wrong. If she wants to believe that for herself, that's fine, because that's her choice. But she should not be pushing her choice onto him and saying that if you decide to do that with anyone else, it's over for me. Because you know what? It's not her choice to decide if he wants to be abstinent.
No.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I agree with that, because if that were me and I were like Colton, and I were choosing to be, I wouldn't put, how dare I put that on somebody else?
Yeah.
Because firstly, Madison chose to go on a show to date. You can't expect to go on a show with 29 other women or whatever, dating the same guy at the same time, and expect that in the end result.
Yeah.
Thirdly or fourthly or whatever, you can't be like, well, you can't be with anybody at the very last stage of the show.
It's not fair.
And I'm going to hold that against you. But yet I'm not going to hold anything in your past against you, but what you've done just in this recent, and it's like, it just makes
no sense to me. And I feel like that's another thing that she should have told him.
In the very beginning.
If you want to be with me, I am waiting for marriage, and I will not be okay if you end up going to the fantasy suites and doing something with anyone else. You need to be clear about your, like, what you stand for. And I just don't feel like, it's one thing for her to be like, hey, by the way, I'm waiting for marriage, so this is not going to happen tonight in the fantasy suites. That's completely fine, because she's staying true to who she is. And if he wants to be like, you know what, that's fine, I can wait, then cool. But she should not tell him to not be able to do it with anyone else.
Well,
how is
no?
That's just not. If he's not waiting for marriage, then he should be able to go and test out the other ladies if that's what they want to do.
If that's what they want to do, and that's what he wants to do.
It's not her choice.
Well, and then that's where time comes into factor. What if it were 6 years ago that he was with somebody? Is she going to hold that against him?
Well, she knows that he was just with Hannah.
That's what I mean. Is it? Well, you know what? I'm sorry. She should just say that too. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore, Peter. You were with Hannah. Yeah. It's the same. It's all relative.
It really is.
Silly.
I just don't think that. I think ultimatums are not cool. And for me personally, when people tell me not to do something, I will go and do the exact opposite. If you tell me not to dye my hair pink, I will dye it
totally.
pink.
Don't kiss me at all.
If only it works that way for you, babe.
But it doesn't work that way for
him.
Me. Trust me. I've tried.
But no, like, I just feel like, don't tell me what I will do with my body, and don't you dare tell me what I should do with, like, my choices. This is my choice, not yours. If you want to do that, cool beans. That's fine. I don't have a problem. But don't tell me. Don't push your things on me and tell me that I can't do that, because I just don't think that's fair. And I'm very sad that she's chosen to say this to him, because I don't think that that is fair. And that's controlling. That's controlling.
I think it's sad for Peter, because what if he really, really, really likes her,
And now that's just ruined it for him.
What if he sees it like you see it, and he's like, "Whoa,
don't tell me what
to do." But what if he's like, in his eyes, we're dating, and in the dating world, you're not able to control my actions. Like, I can do what I want until we are monogamous or official. Yeah. We're not official yet. You're because he's dating two other people besides her currently, like, and she's fine with that.
It's not her place. It's not her place to give him that ultimatum. And guess what? She's not the Bachelorette. Hate to break it to you, but you don't have the power. He does. And so you don't have the right to tell someone that if they do anything with the other girls that you're gone. I just don't think that's fair. I just don't like that at all. It's like when I used to hear this all the time when I used to do hair, and it used to make me so angry. Oh, well, I really want to cut my hair, but my husband won't let me. And I, like, literally, my blood would boil inside. And I'm like, I mean, obviously you can't, like, say anything because you don't want to, like, wreck a marriage. But, like, I used to get so mad because I'm like, how dare this man that you are married to tell you what to do with your hair that grows out of your head? I used to get so irritated. I just don't like that. I don't like it when people tell someone what to do with their body or with their choices.
Clearly shows what kind of man I am.
If Shay ever told me what to do with my hair, we would have an issue.
Man, I don't care what you do with anything.
He doesn't care what I do with the decor.
And that explains why the house and everything is the way it is, because I just
doesn't care. He doesn't care. And I could not be with a man who cared.
I enjoy seeing her happy, and it doesn't bother me.
But it's not like you're like, oh, I hate this pink face. Like, you just don't actually care about it.
I just really don't care.
Yeah. But I just feel like, I know there's a lot of men out there that do care about that kind of stuff. And if you're okay with it, that's fine. But I personally, I don't like when people tell you what to do with your, like, you can't have pink bed sheets. Then you can get out of my bed.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, this one time I dated this guy, and it was when I had Moo. This was before I met Jay. And he said I wasn't allowed to have Moo on the bed. And I basically was like, well, then I'm not going to sleep in the bed because I'm having my dog on the bed. And he's like, well, I'm not having the dog on the bed. And I was like, okay then. And I freaking left. Like, don't tell me what to do.
Stupid.
It's ridiculous.
That's partly why we get along, probably, because she wants to do stuff and I don't care. Yeah. Like that lamp thing here, I think it's great. Do I care what it looks like? No.
He doesn't care.
I really don't care. I wouldn't care if it was black or purple or gray.
Yeah.
I really just, it's just that I'm just a simple person.
Yeah.
I mean, look at my hair, my shirt she made me put on. I'd be looking like,
I did not make you put that on. You chose that.
I know, but you bought it.
Good. I did, yeah, I did buy
it. I think you really picked a great guy.
I'm so lucky, babe. You aren't, no, but honestly,
I do like getting my ego stroked a little bit.
I couldn't deal with someone that told me what to do with my hair, with my decor, with anything. Or like, you know, I've heard about husbands saying like, oh, you know, you should lose weight, or like, I couldn't do it. If anyone told me what to do with that, I would literally melt down. I just can't. Don't control me. And I'm very much like, I have a control issue anyway. I don't like being controlled at all.
No.
But I just don't think that that's fair. No one should tell you what to do with any aspect of your life unless you're asking for advice and babe, what do you think about my hair? Do you think it would be pretty short?
That's an opinion.
That's an opinion.
Them telling you what
But
to
if they're
do.
like, you can't cut your hair. Like, I actually had a guy come in to the salon after this girl had really long hair, and she said that she wanted to cut it, but she said, I think my husband's gonna flip. And I was like, well, you know, what are we doing? Are we cutting it? Are we not? Like, and I remember her like having this battle about should she cut it or is her husband gonna flip out? Like, and she ended up cutting it because he
flipped out.
He came back to the salon and he ripped me a new one. Like, he screamed at me and said that I made her do it and all of this stuff. And like, who knows what she went home and said?
Who cares?
She could have been like, I went in for a trim and she cut it all off because she's trying to cover her own butt.
Maybe, but the thing is,
but he yelled at me so bad.
If this guy's so wound up about the length of his wife's hair, maybe he should get a hobby.
Yeah, but I like literally, he yelled at me. He came to the salon, yelled at me, swore at me. I
couldn't imagine.
And Judy told him to get the F out. Like, Judy stuck up for me. But like, it was a huge big deal, and I was like traumatized because I was like, I was just trying to give this girl a haircut, and she left the salon feeling amazing. She loved her hair, and then he comes like over an hour later and freaking just screamed at me.
Man.
And I was thinking, this poor girl. This poor girl.
what has she got to deal with on a daily?
Exactly. Like that is not okay. So I get very passionate about it. I think because of my job, I heard it all the time. Like, oh, well, I'm not allowed to go blonde, or I'm not allowed to be brunette, or I'm not allowed to, like, what the heck? Like, don't let them, and now I probably would have been like, you need to freaking get a new boyfriend. But you can't really do that, you know, when they're paying you for a service.
No, I mean, you can't.
You know, I'm not going to wreck a marriage for that. But I feel like that's just not cool. And that's Madison, that kind of stuff makes me mad. I get real fired up about it.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. I don't like it. It makes me mad.
How would you explain it though? I don't want it to sound like I'm a pushover, because I'm not a pushover.
No, he's not a pushover. He definitely states his opinion when he's like if
I have plenty of say.
If I really got something that was horrendous, like the bed that I wanted.
No, not gonna happen.
I wanted this really cute bed from Anthropology, and it was a kind of rattan bed, and it was a bit flimsy kind of looking, and
Flimsy.
I loved
Not
it.
gonna happen.
But he was like, babe, that is structurally not going to work for us.
Waste of money and absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so like he'll stand his ground when he's like, that's stupid. I don't think we should waste our money on that. But he would never be like, I can't have this pink pot in my house.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah, that would irritate me to death. I just can't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not a pushover, but I definitely don't care.
Yeah, and you know what?
It
It works for us.
Let you live your life.
I do get a lot of comments about that all the time. They're like, oh, your poor husband. I'm like, he's fine. As long as he has sheets that are soft, a nice comfortable mattress, and he's getting what he wants, he does not care what sheets are on the bed.
I really don't. I can't imagine, and this is just me, I couldn't imagine walking into my bedroom and judging the way it looks. I really don't care.
Yeah.
If
the mattress was crap though, he would have
if the mattress was crap, or if the sheets were like sticky,
loud,
or if my pillow was like real ruffly on my beard,
he would have an issue.
I complain about like structural things or like that kind of stuff, but if it was all pink and flowery and stuff like that, don't care. But as long as it's
what if
like,
I decorated the whole entire bedroom with Hello Kitty head to toe? Would you have an issue with that?
See, that's the thing, like, if you were like really into Hello Kitty,
like if I was passionate about it,
and you just loved Hello Kitty,
I don't think you would.
I don't really think I'd care.
I don't. Well, because I just have a Hello Kitty room.
Yeah, and I think I mean, we've had some crazy rooms, but I think if you like were really into it and the sheets were soft, and like,
he just cares about comfort.
I'm just really not that bothered.
We can have a bright pink couch if it's comfortable. He doesn't care. He's like,
yeah,
nice.
I just want things to.
But I feel like that's what
I'm a comfort person.
Yeah,
is what
that's what makes our marriage good. Is that I'm very much don't tell me what to do, and luckily he doesn't care.
Maybe that's what maybe people think, that I'm like, how could he let you have a pink thing? It's not that it's pink; it's that it's comfortable. I like the comfort.
Yeah.
I like to be comfortable. And
well, I'm not going out of my way to purposely like, I'm gonna pick this because this is gonna piss him off. Like,
oh no.
I'm like, this is cute, and then I mean he'll put in his 2 cents though. If we're shopping together and I'm like, this is really cute, and he's like, don't know about that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, okay. Like, we have conversations about it, but I don't like what Madison did. It really made me mad, and I don't think she should do that, and I don't think that's fair on Peter. And I'm still mad that she hasn't said anything. So she needs to get that out of the, because as much as we all like to say it shouldn't matter, it does matter, because he is not waiting for marriage, and he has not come out as Colton.
If it didn't matter, then why is she making a big deal out of it?
Yeah.
Why did the dad of her make a deal out of it?
Yeah.
And why is the show making a big deal out of it?
Yeah.
And why does she feel the need to go and tell Peter?
Yeah.
So it clearly
it's obviously going to be either a deal breaker. Yeah. But that's why she should have just owned it. You just got to own it. If you're making a choice to do something,
be proud of it.
Whether you're not waiting for marriage or you are waiting for marriage, be proud of it. That's your choice that you've made, and that's the decision that you have made for yourself, and you should be owning it. You shouldn't be freaking hiding it. Just be like, yeah, this is my decision. If you don't like it, then I'm not for you.
Yeah.
And if they're not for you, then they're not for you. There'll be someone else that is.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think you learn with
so many people on the planet, and so many people just in the town she lives in.
Yeah.
And it's like, just own.
He's not the last person.
Proud of her. It's almost like she just needs to like realize.
It's like she's not proud of it or something.
Proud of it or something.
She's like ashamed or like embarrassed that she's like, oh, I don't know.
It's not. Maybe she doesn't realize she should be proud of it. Maybe she.
Yeah.
I think maybe
but the
people.
thing is, it's like whether you have waited or like the other girls aren't waiting for marriage. And they should be proud of that. It doesn't matter. Like, it's your choice and it's your decision, and you should just rock whatever it is that you're going with.
Be proud of yourself.
You know, if you've not waited, I didn't wait, you know, I don't have a problem with it. That's what I chose. And if she's waiting, that's cool too. Awesome for you. It's like, I just don't feel like...
I waited for you, but in the meantime, I kept myself busy.
Is that what you did? Oh, that
But
was so nice.
I knew the whole time. I was like,
I'm waiting for Sam.
I'm waiting for her, but in the meantime,
I'm just gonna go ahead and just kill the time.
frolic.
That's nice.
That's the name of my wine.
Oh, frolic?
Frolic.
Love it. That's cute. No, but like, I don't think there's anything wrong with us because we didn't, and I don't think there's anything wrong with people because they did. It's to each their own, and I feel like if the other person is fine with it, then cool beans, whatever. And if you weren't fine with it, like if you were waiting and I hadn't have, and then you're like, oh, this isn't gonna work, I would have been like,
okay,
fine, catch you later. I'll find someone who doesn't care.
Plenty of people.
Yeah. I think people act like they're the last person on earth, and that's not the case.
There's so many people.
There really is.
And now that we've rambled on and on and on and on and got real passionate and emotional.
I get so passionate.
You do. It's so cute.
I know.
I like when you get passionate.
I'm a spitfire about some things. I'm kind of chill, but then when there's certain things, I really do get fiery about it. And one thing is being told what to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't work well for me.
Obviously.
Clearly. Anyway, that's why I have a YouTube job.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to tell you when to stop filming.
You're like, is she going to stop?
Whenever she's
I'm
ready.
just going to be quiet.
See? Right there, you got to see. I just don't care. I'm sitting here relaxing.
It's like I'm just going to lean back, grab myself.
Perfect example. I'm just waiting.
Anyway, we are hungry.
Waiting.
I can tell that you're hungry, and I'm hungry.
I'm running out of steam.
We're always hungry when we film. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. What are your thoughts? Are you the same as me, where I'm like, don't you dare tell me what to do? Or are you like, you're not too bothered by it? I mean, everyone's different. Some people it doesn't bother. To me, it bothers me 100%.
This makes my head look really small.
You look like Eddie Island from American Idol right now. You make me look huge. I'm gonna sit here and then you're gonna look massive or little. That's weird. Anyway, thank you guys. We love you. We'll see you guys. Who is he going to pick? Who will he end up with? I'm still gonna say it's Hannah Brown. Hannah Brown's coming back.
I think it'll be Hannah Brown as well.
I think so too. Okay, give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Subscribe if you're new.
Thumbs up.
We'll catch you later. Bye.